doing that last one.
All right.
Solo on that, just real.
All right.
It's meant to be just a little twinkle, right? The other two is like a power kind of thing with Russ.
Dude, that's okay, sitting right next to you?
They're all fun.
Tommy, I love being able. I can hear you better right now than ever. Yeah.
Yeah, no complaints.
Were you doing that thing that we worked on the other day with him on there? That one
I let him do one run.
Yeah, and I forgot to drop. We should. We have another like a minute now. We should just do that real quick.
All right, we got 1 minute till we go on the air.
I'll drop. I'll do it. Because that's not cool. I can use that. That's very cool.
For whom the bell tolls.
Yes.
For thee.
For thee.
You ready?
Yep.
And how much have to talk about?
Here we go.
There we go. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be on this thing, huh? Woo! Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rock On Radio. I am your host, Danny Coleman. I was busy. I was being photographed.
Oh, well, that's
I'm
important.
not hearing anything in my headphones.
The Patricia Razzi. You probably have to turn them up. There you
There we go. Okay, thank you.
go. The Patricia Razzi were on the move there. I had
That's right.
to engage. This is Rock On Radio.
What did I carry on for you? Did you lose it? That was Danny Coleman.
I didn't even see
All right,
the
let's try it
You got
again.
on.
This is Rock On Radio. I am your host, Danny Coleman. We are live on City of Angels Radio, COARadio.com. Oh, there you go.
I'm happy.
I need him home.
Johnny. But live right here from Hightstown, New Jersey. We're also live on SocietyBitesRadio.com, BYTES, SocietyBitesRadio.com. So you can find us at either of those. And Art, the YouTube link is up on the City of Angels.
It is.
Okay, cityofangelsnj.org or COA Radio. Which one?
You can go to COARadio.com and you'll see the YouTube link right there. I suggest you listen to this and watch that.
Well,
Until I get it all together. You know what I mean? Like, the sound quality is much better here than it is on the YouTube channel.
It's like the old Victrola or the old movies. They used to put.
And I believe I have the delay down to 0 now.
Oh.
I saw an
Fancy.
option to change that down and I figured, we're not really on the major airwaves, so we're not censoring people at this point.
why am I doing this? We're not on the major.
No, we are. I mean,
Oh, now we're on. Last week we weren't on the major.
No, we
one on 1.5, they like give you a 7-second delay in case you swear.
Yeah, they cut you out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
that's right.
John.
We don't
Right.
do
We don't delay things around here. We just get in trouble.
It's just mayhem.
True. We're like that guy from the, what was that, Allstate Insurance or
Good hands.
Mayhem? Good
Oh,
Hands.
yeah.
Yeah, I know him well.
That was last week when the computer crashed and we had to do the entire show Facebook Live.
That's right. And we did it though.
We did.
Yeah,
We
pretty
did.
good.
It was great.
Yeah, I
Many-
need more stress in my life.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
Many thanks to Soph for her patience and allowing that to happen. So that's good.
Oh, and I was sick on top of all that. Too.
And Art was sick. He spent the entire show out until. And I don't know what's going on with the energy in this building, but all I know is I came in here, only used my phone to do a Facebook Live,
Mhm.
and I haven't even responded to my daughter's text message yet.
Mhm.
And I came in, my phone was at 53%. I'm down to 35.
You're draining.
The energy in this room is
Sucking.
out of control.
Well, the closer it gets to Halloween, man.
Saying whatever it is. Anyway, this is Rock On Radio. As I said, we are sponsored this evening by Neo Zoe Health and Wellness Center of Cranford, New Jersey, Rich Shalanda, and Flying Dreams, as well as D.L. Byron. Zen Archer Hot Sauce. That's right. We're the only radio program
Who doesn't get any?
Who doesn't get any
And then a
hot
taste
sauce
yet.
from our
I keep hearing
sponsor.
about this hot sauce. I have
Why,
yet to see it.
I brought it in. You know I brought it in.
You didn't get to taste it. You
brought
didn't
it
open
in.
the
You brought
bottle.
in
Open.
an empty bottle.
No, there was nothing
It's
left.
still not empty.
You've eaten it all.
No, I have not.
Yes, you did.
I can, you know what? It's at the ranch.
All
When I
right.
go to the ranch, I will
Bring it
bring
in.
the bottle in.
He's gonna make you lick it on the air.
I'll be able to talk for the rest of the time.
Anyway,
That might be, you may like sabotage
we are
on
also
purpose.
sponsored by actress Eileen Sullivan and CPA Jody Weber here on Rock On Radio. If you want to follow along this evening, you can give us a call at 609-241-7103. That's 609-241-7103. Or you can follow us on Facebook, Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio 2, the number 2. Please, if you're going to post anything, post it there. Because, sometimes people post it in events, and I can't monitor all those different events at the same time. So either post it on the page
Mhm.
or post it in the event.
Okay.
2 is a lot easier than 22,
Sure.
Twitter, Rock On Radio, all one word, all capital letters. You can find us there. And same thing with Instagram and so on and so forth. Facebook, those Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio 2, the number 2. Or you can just call us at 609-241-7103. That's 609-241-7103. And you can join this mayhem, as you so called it, the conversation. So, but that's all. Oh, wait, before I introduce our guest, before. Somewhere around 8:30-ish, big phone call. Now, how did you put it when you walked in here tonight? I have a crush on her. Is that
Oh,
what you
yeah,
said?
yeah, so does your main squeeze.
Wow.
Play some eat this, eat that, eat
I took that too when I talked to him.
See,
He's so excited. You're just-
well, let me tell a story before we get to our guest. When I was first asked to become a regular contributor to the Trentonian newspaper
Mhm.
as a freelancer,
Mhm.
for some reason, her name came across whatever I was doing at the time, and something just struck me. Now, that was back in June of 2010.
Mhm.
Something just struck me. I've got to interview this one. I don't know why. Local Princeton,
Right.
resident, Jersey girl all the way, born in Newark, raised in Princeton.
Really?
Yeah. And for 7 years, I've been on like this.
Pining after her.
No, I've been pining after her since she
It was Lilith.
since she was little. Yeah.
Well, tell him who you're gonna interview.
I'm getting to that.
Well, I mean, you're just drawing it out.
I am.
He's
You
the
know.
same color as our shirt right now.
a little red.
My shirt's black.
No,
No,
you're as
ours-
red as his
I
shirt.
thought you were my shirt.
So anyway, on and off over the years, I've tried to find her PR contact in Little Bend, right? So I see through the magazine that I currently write for, New Jersey Stage
Mhm.
magazine, a fine publication,
Mhm.
NewJerseyStage.com, that she's going to be at the Kane Stage up in New Jersey.
Nice. Well,
She's kicking off the entire 2019 season.
that night.
Yes, on September 18th, maybe,
Okay.
I think, something like that. No, or 14th or 15th.
Okay.
And I thought, well, let's just give it one more shot. And my good buddy, Gary Lean, my editor at New Jersey Stage,
Mhm.
came through and got me the press contact. And they were incredibly receptive. So,
Especially
somewhere around 8:30, that I didn't mention that,
Oh.
but now that you've blown my cover, woman,
I won't
since-
tease you on air when she's on.
Yes.
No, I won't. I won't.
But-
My fingers are crossed.
Yeah.
somewhere around 8:30,
Oh, my lips.
BB Newworth, the Academy, or not Academy, Emmy and Tony Award-winning actress. Lilith from Cheers, she was on Madam Secretary. She was on.
She's very talented.
She's been a singer, a dancer, Broadway. She's pretty much done it all. She will be calling the program somewhere around 8:30. So
Cool.
I am very excited about that, and I won't even attempt to hide it.
We know it.
No matter how much you exaggerate.
Me?
But-
I just looked at your face, that's all.
And so, and you see, well, right now, we have more important matters. Yes, than even
Yes.
BB, we have more important
Nice.
matters. Because with us in studio, we have Patricia and the Soulterior Motor. Hello, Patricia.
Hello, Danny. I have to say, I am impressed with your persistence. That went on for 8 years. Yeah. But look what happened. It paid off.
See?
Oh, yeah.
See?
There's a lesson to be learned there.
You know,
Mhm.
thank you for not making me pursue you that way.
Well, I'm excited. I'm just as excited as you are for BB, for Patricia to be here, because I have seen what she's
Because
been
you have a
doing.
crush on it?
I do. Yes, I'm very impressed, and I've always seen what she's been doing on Facebook, and she played where she's been playing.
Oh, thank
following
you,
you
Claire.
around.
Well,
Nice to
thanks,
meet
Claire.
you
I can
today.
sit a little
Yeah.
taller in my
Yeah.
chair now. It's just not all this beep,
Exactly.
beep.
For those of you watching at home,
But I am honored to be opening for BB today.
Farrah Fawcett.
It's a look. It's good.
Yeah, thank you. That stuff paid off. You see, there's good in everything.
You're a rock star.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Uh, So, who have you brought along with you?
I brought along my great band. Sitting to my right is Russ Click. He usually is behind a much bigger drum set than this one conga. Behind him is Tommy Kelly on bass. He usually has his girlfriend Lenore, a stand-up bass as well. And directly behind me, I don't know if everybody can see him, we've got Kevin Brennan with an A on keyboards, and he's our musical director. He keeps all our notes in line. And then to my left, the man of the hour, the man who made this all happen.
The man who's been here before.
Yeah, that's right. Our man Matt DiGiovanni on lead guitar. Oh, and I was remiss. All of these guys do background vocals as well, and they're incredible. Yeah, so I got a great band behind me.
All right, well, I have several questions, very quickly.
Okay.
Number one, Tom, she said that you bring your girlfriend as an upright bass. How many strings is she?
She's 4.
He comes with strings attached.
She's an early model, okay. Mr. Brennan,
Yes.
you're not related to John, are you?
I'm probably related to every Brennan out there. There's so many.
Okay.
John doesn't ring a bell
There you go, all right, so that's two. And Matt,
Yes, sir.
you didn't learn a lesson when you were here last time?
I keep coming back for more.
Glutton for punishment.
And so Russ doesn't feel left out. Russ, did you know I was a drummer too?
No, I didn't.
There you go. See? He looked at me totally perplexed. Like, how do I answer that?
I didn't know if it was a trick
Trick
question.
question.
I didn't know if I had to plead the fifth or something.
That's usually my job. All right, so Patricia,
Yes, Danny.
how long have you been, you yourself,
Hmm.
how long have you been involved in music?
Oh, since I was 3 years old.
Okay,
Yes.
how'd that
I was singing. Singing in the church choir.
happen?
Yeah.
Great.
At 3. Yeah, they had us up there.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And was this, well, where are you
At
guys?
First Baptist Church in Manasquan, New Jersey.
Now we're in the First Baptist
Yes,
Church.
and there you go, the First Baptist Church.
Full
And
circle.
yeah, full circle is right. And when we did one of our first recovery concerts, it was back at that same church.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
God bless the Baptists.
Amen.
They're really taking care of us, the angels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So you just, so far you've you're just gonna hit every Baptist church on the East Coast.
No, I wouldn't mind that. That would be okay. Well,
That'd be a heck of a tour.
I'll hit wherever they let us in. We've been into all kinds of places.
All right, so you started singing at 3.
Mhm.
Huh? Okay. And do you remember what was the first band you were ever in?
Oh, the first band, I think the name of it was Glider. I was horrible. Oh,
Why?
What
makes you say that?
Shudder to think. Well, maybe not horrible, but it was an experience. We were doing rock and roll. I think our first gig was at Frankie's in Point Pleasant Beach. Frankie's Bar and Grill.
What was that?
Still there.
That's on Route 35 going
Okay.
south.
Is it still Frankie's?
Yes, oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Ah, okay. The life of me, I can't picture.
yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see, a little bit before Arnold Avenue.
Okay.
Hoppers down from, no, Hoffman's is a little bit further down for that, yeah.
I used to play the joint on Arnold Avenue, 709 room.
Oh, you
I used to
did?
play there, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
With a couple different bands.
That's now called V2.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice place.
Yeah, it was a nice place, yeah, I don't know.
Probably went down after I played there.
Probably.
Went down the toilet. Okay, so now you put together, well, take me back. You said prior to us going on the air that you were open about it.
Mm-hmm,
And this is the City of Angels.
Yes,
Addiction Recovery,
sure.
Program that we broadcast from. You mentioned that you have been in recovery.
yes, that's right.
Was that in part because of your involvement in music? And when you came out, you started?
Oh,
Yes,
it started way before I got into music.
Okay.
I lost my mom when I was 13 and I found alcohol and boys and later on drugs. Yeah, I was trying to fill that hole.
Right.
Trying to fill that hole with whatever I could find. Pain was too great.
And what did you say enough is enough and enter recovery on your own, or were you kind of gently guided by your family?
I don't know if families ever gently guide you anywhere in that respect. However, no, I had had enough. I had children. And I said, I don't want my children to grow up without a mom. My mom was 42 when she died. Her mom was 42 when she died. And I said, that's not a legacy I want to continue. And that's when I found another way. I was looking all over the place too. Trust me, I went all over the place looking for a way to get well. And God just keeps putting you where you can do that. And that's what he did for me.
So when are you gonna be 42?
I knew I liked you, Danny. I knew I liked you.
So
I guess the year before you are.
I'm like 42 to the second hour. Claire just shakes her head.
I wasn't gonna say that on air.
Yeah,
No, I didn't.
Sure you are. You know what? I'm remiss here, Patricia. I'm remiss. Who is this gentleman over there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was remiss. You weren't remiss. I was remiss because you asked me who I brought with me. And Dave's my right-hand man. He does our photography, video. Whatever I need help with, Dave is there to do it.
Is this true, Dave?
Yes.
There you go. Yes, it is. I agree. Excellent. All right. So, because a lot of people, for better or worse, musicians, wind up in recovery
Sure.
because of the lifestyle, so to speak. So you took a different route to get there
Mm-hmm.
and get out. What got you back into music?
I think that, though, getting back to that question, I don't think you can really blame it on the music. Usually it's some kind of trauma or break in your life that drives you to where you have to do alcohol or drugs to the point of excess. Because really, you're not doing it like a social drink to have fun when you're an addict. What you're doing it is to numb yourself from the pain of life. And music and that lifestyle just allows people to do it in a grander way, depending on what level of music you're in.
You know, back in 2009, January of 2009,
Yeah.
I was a UPS driver for 20 years in downtown Trenton.
Mm.
And I woke up one morning and never made it to work. 4 herniated discs, blood in my spine, the whole bit.
Mm.
3 years of unemployment. I get this radio show I started in April of 2009
Mm-hmm.
while I was unemployed. And next year will be our 10th anniversary.
Wow.
Okay, this coming April 2019 will be 10 years. During that time, after I had my back surgery and I was able to function again, during that time, I started delving back into music with the radio show, and I was, I got the writing gig for the Trentonian, and then and everything was music related.
Mm-hmm.
And I found myself with all this free time because I had a job. So I was hitting all the open mics in Asbury, Point Pleasant, Belmar, Keyport, the Highland, wherever I could find one. I would, Long Branch. I was anywhere I could find one, I went.
Sure.
And I discovered that, going out 3 or 4 nights a week, I drank, get home 3, 4 in the morning, sleep till 10 or 11, and I realized
I still do it.
That's called retirement.
That's called too much Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, that's true. Too pissed a drinker over here.
And I realized that, like, wow, I could fall into this really easy, this lifestyle, so to speak. So I stopped. I cut way back for various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw how easy the potential was there to, fall into a pattern of self-destruction.
Sure.
But you're talking about a guy who came home from the hospital, and I had back surgery on a Thursday morning, came home from the hospital Friday afternoon. They gave me Vicodin.
Mm-hmm.
I took one just that night to help me sleep. Next morning I woke up, I felt like garbage.
Yeah.
I took those pills, put them in a medicine cabinet, never touched them again.
See, I was thinking about that when you said you had back surgery, because usually you get prescribed some kind of pain medication, and we know what's happening right now with that.
Right.
With the opioid epidemic, turning into heroin addiction, turning into overdose, which, 1970 in New Jersey alone since January. And so, and then you're talking about how you kind of saw yourself falling into this habit, this lifestyle, and you were able to withdraw yourself. That to me just shows that you don't have that addict alcoholic gene. Because when you are an addict or an alcoholic and you take a drug or a drink into your body, there's a chemical reaction that goes on in your brain, and you have a physical compulsion and a mental obsession that you can't stop. Once you go from a pickle to a cucumber to a pickle, there's no turning back. And that just didn't happen for you. And that's the difference. You were blessed. And
Kevin and I say that all the time, like some people were able to just shut that switch off, like he was a politician, so he was at receptions every night. It was easy to fall into, that drinking every night. But once you, and the same thing with me, I was on the road for 20 years, you know what I mean? When you get out, it was like, okay, I have kids, I have to be responsible, you could shut that switch off, and not everyone can shut that.
Sure, yeah, that's the difference.
If you have kids, you're supposed to be responsible.
That is how it works.
Well,
Well, that's what they were
My kids are adults.
for.
In theory.
They are.
Now,
Yes.
Squared.
I'll take 42.
Right?
I don't know.
Forever 37.
I like 50.
Actually, when I was 42, that's when all my problems started.
I'm way old.
So you're glad you're not 42.
No.
What problems?
Oh, no. This is like a therapy session. She's gonna get you. She's gonna talk to you and ask you questions.
You want to lay on that sofa back there?
So you have to know plans. Here's the plan. Here we go. Start asking them. Start taking notes.
Yeah,
Got it
Matt,
all
Yes, Danny.
here.
Matt, too many, Matt, too many people. I can't lay on the sofa.
Matt's a friendly guy.
But, yeah, so, yeah, no, actually, when I was 42, that's when I got divorced. Everything kind of just.
Yeah.
We got a
Saved by the
phone
bell.
Hello, welcome to Rock On Radio. Who is this?
Hi, my name's Laura.
Hello, Laura. How are you?
Good, good. I'm listening to you guys. It
Great.
sounds great. I'm in recovery myself.
Oh, okay. Good for you. How long have you been in recovery?
About 6 years. I've been in working hard at it.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it is hard work every day. Where are you calling from? Laura?
Thanks. Thanks. I'm actually in Point Pleasant. You guys were just talking about Frankie's. It's alive and well.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, you have a question for Patricia or any of the?
Yeah, I wanted to know, yes, if she's playing now. I mean, where all has she played? And I guess then I'm going to get off the phone so I can get back to listening, correct?
Yes, that would be okay.
Hi,
So give me a
Laura.
minute. To,
We find that
So I wanna
acceptable.
know all about what she's doing now. Okay,
All
thanks.
right. Well, thanks for calling in, Laura. And we have been playing out for a few years, and we go into all different kinds of venues. We've been up to Liberty State Park doing the recovery rally up there across from the Statue of Liberty. I've been to the United Nations singing with the ambassadors' wives, and we've gone to the Self-Help Movement Inc. Rehab in Philadelphia, where the guys are not thrilled to see us when we walk in there. Let me tell you, these guys are strung out, they're angry, they're bitter. But there's something funny about music and when love and light and God get involved, and they're up singing with us, dancing with us, asking to have their pictures taken. I mean, it's really incredible what can happen when you just show people some love. But I'm glad you asked where we're going to be, because next weekend on Saturday, September 15th, we're going to be at the Rock Fest, Mercer County Park. Where is it going to be now?
The festival
The
grounds.
festival grounds, and
Big stage.
we are going on at 3 p.m. We're opening up for Vinny Mad Dog Lopez and the Wonderful Winos. Isn't that a great lineup for me? And the Mischiefs are going on after that, and AM Mafia. So I'm in a lot of good company. I'm going to have a lot of good talk in there. I can ask a lot of questions to those guys too. I'll get them on my couch.
I know everyone.
It's lucky for you, there's several sofas.
Yeah. And rumor has it, Vinny Mad Dog Lopez, he was Bruce's first drummer, and he was on a couple of his albums, Greetings from Asbury Park and whatnot. And, rumor has it Bruce might want to show up because he is. Hey, hold on a second. Bruce is a good supporter of good causes.
I would love it.
That man's got a big
I'm not
heart.
holding my breath.
I'm getting closer to opening up for Bruce. So if you're opening up for Vinny, it's not a bad deal.
I'm gonna need a bigger park.
I used to, where I worked, and I grew up in Marlboro, which was next to Freehold, and he would show up all the time. He talked to the cart boys at Delicious Orchard.
Oh,
He
he's
was
always
always there.
You never
Very
know.
accessible.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm near Asbury Park, and you never know when Bruce was going to show up.
I met him on the boardwalk.
That's right.
Mhm.
I was doing a gig at the Sandwich. It used to be
Oh.
called, right in front of the mini golf.
I did the Wonder Bar. Do you remember
The Wunderbar.
Wunderbar. It was
Oh, my
Wunderbar.
God.
I opened up for Joe Grishecki. He writes
Oh, I
with
just
Bruce.
talked to Joe. a
Oh,
couple
you
weeks ago.
did?
Very first gig I ever did in Asbury Park was at the Wunderbar.
Cool place.
That was one of the places I used to hit one of the open mics.
Nice.
Rob Dye and Cook Smith used to run.
Oh, yeah. I know those guys.
Yep. Gosh, where else? Down there.
When I was putting my band together, that took me 3 years. I used to go to Cook's open mic and all.
And
these
I never
different-
saw you there?
I know. How did I miss you? I don't know. Under my radar, I guess. You were just trying to get away from me. Once
So you're
again.
still focused on
I-
baby.
That's right.
Bruce walked in on one of my gigs.
Wow.
So it's possible.
Bruce has actually walked into my son's shop.
Which one?
He has a Billabong shop up in Shrewsbury, and he would
Oh,
buy
okay.
surfboards. Now he's gonna have to wander down to Wanderlust in Seager, where he opened up, but.
Right.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to Rock on Radio. Who's this?
Hello, this is Nancy Madden from Colts Neck.
Oh, this is Bruce's next door neighbor. How are you, Nancy?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, we're happy to hear from you. You have a question for Patricia?
I do. I want to know what was the most important event that she can pinpoint that helped her go from popular music to Christian?
Well, it definitely was getting into recovery because before I was in recovery, I wasn't thinking about anything spiritual whatsoever. I was just, I was a desperate, scared woman, little girl, really. I can't even put the woman label on my life. So when I got into recovery, I was faced with this program that told me I needed to plug into a spiritual lifestyle, and I wanted to run away from it. But that was just what I need. Once again, it showed me that I don't really know what's good for me, and it's been the most, empowering. Lack of power was my dilemma. Plugging in to my God was what gave me power and strength and got me through
Well, anyone
26
who
years of
sees
sobriety.
And hears you can feel that power, Patricia. And I want to thank you for all that you have given all of your listeners, and continue. And I wish you lots of luck and whatever it is you pursue.
Oh, thanks so much, Nancy. I appreciate you calling in.
There you go. Thank you,
Okay.
Nancy. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.
Okay,
Rock on.
bye-bye.
Hey, come out and see us Saturday.
There we are. That was going to be actually one of my questions. What made you focus on Christian rock?
Okay, so now I get into this recovery program, and it's telling me I gotta be spiritual. One of my buddies was a guy named Michael Benson. He's an awesome man, and he's been in recovery. Well, I shouldn't have even said that. Oh boy. Anyway, he was a Christian. He is a Christian, and he would not leave me alone about this. Jesus. And, oh, man. But, like I said, God gets you where he needs you, right? And I looked into Hinduism, Buddhism, numerology, astrology, Shirley MacLaineism. I joined the Church of Scientology. They kicked me out. Most people are trying to escape. The Church of Scientology kicked me out.
They kept Tom Cruise.
Yeah, there you go.
Where have you been all my life?
So, I was.
I could take you to their secret ranch in Northern California.
It wouldn't be secret.
Thank you.
I don't want to know, Art. I'm not.
Will I meet John Travolta there?
Yeah, that's where their whole thing is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. He's one of those too. Okay. So, go ahead.
So little by little, God kept pushing me back into the church. And when I learned about the power that was really in the Bible, that Jesus was about love and joy and forgiveness, and he came to give us peace, and he wanted us to have a full life. Before I just thought it was all about punishment. And, I was always like, what's in it for me kind of girl? What am I going to get out of this? And when I heard that I was forgiven for everything that I had already done or was going to do already, if I just opened my heart, and that he loved me no matter what, I was all in. I was all in. And then I found out about the power, because lack of power was my dilemma. That's what I was looking for all along. I was just looking for that power and that love. And when I found out that that was really available, I can be going through something really crazy. And I've gone through a lot of things that were so abundantly overwhelming. And if I I don't know what to pray for. We used to have a woman that would tell me, I'd call her up and I'd give her all my problems, my ex-husbands, and were all my problems, right? She'd say, oh, honey, we'll bury them in the back, but pray first, pray. And they're like, okay, I'll pray. And I get off the phone, I'm not praying. When I started praying, and when I started, sometimes I don't know what I can even say because you're just so overwhelmed. I just said that one word, Jesus. I feel a strength come over me and a power well up in me, and be able to get through whatever comes my way. And that's where my faith has taken me. And that's how I got into Christian rock. Anyway, the same man, Michael, he pushed me into singing my songs at some churches. And then I found some recovery programs in churches, and I started singing in them, and bringing my music. It's called One Woman's Walk is the name of our show. It's a musical of original songs, my original recovery Christian songs, and my personal stories woven together with scripture. And it's an emotional roller coaster because there's a lot of highs and lows. But by the time you leave, by the time we're done with you, Danny, you feel like you can take on the world no matter what comes your way.
Danny needs that.
Yeah.
I need a lot of things. Well, why don't you guys do a tune for us? Right?
All right. Why don't we do Light Up on? Oh, yeah, we'll do Light Up on the Road. Light Up on the Road. That was one of the first songs that I started singing, and I wrote it because, when I got pulled out of this life of mayhem, I want to talk about mayhem in here. My life was mayhem, chaos, and addiction, and drinking. Not all the people that I was hanging around with were happy about it. All of a sudden I was this, I was being rejected and shunned and gossiped about, made fun about, and it did not feel good. But I knew where I was getting my power from, and it wasn't from what they were saying or doing to me. It's from what God was doing to me and the light that was shown on me. So I wrote this song called Light Up on the Road. I tell you what, I'm praying Here I come, ready and now, here I come, ready and now, 'cause here I come. Down in the bottom of the road, we touch my heart and soul. No longer rolling around control, we're ready for the light of love. Down in the bottom of the road, we touch my heart and soul. Now I'm hanging in the dark. I'm hanging for the light of love. Oh, yeah.
Here on Rock On Radio.
Is it next Saturday yet?
If you want to give us a call, 609-241-7103. We can gladly entertain any questions or comments that you have. For Patricia, for Art, and for Dave, the photo guy, we're good.
Dave's got a fan club.
He does?
Yes, he does.
Dave, you're home now.
Yeah, yeah. You see, we ended up in schools. We're now bringing the message to schools. We have a public school rendition of our program, and we have a Christian school rendition, because everybody needs to know that there's love and light for them out there, that they are valuable, that they matter, and that they belong.
Why two different editions?
Well, because the public schools, we want to be able to go in there. And when you have a Christian program, a lot of times they are hesitant because, public school doesn't have
the
that in.
whole church and state.
Yes, so, and I respect that. That's okay, because what we want to do is have these concerts for these kids to get the message out, and then invite them to come to another concert at a church, either later on that night, depending on what day we do the assembly, or, during a Friday or a Saturday, or whatever day we can get into a church and have a real concert. We're going to have a real hoedown there. And tell the
parents.
Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. And, just let them know where the power is really coming from. But God's blessed us to be able to go in there. And when we were in there, and, the funny thing is these kids are responding in such an incredible way. I really am so honored and just pinch myself what we get to do to bring this message. I didn't think they would receive us, and what we had to say. And I guess they're really hungry for the message as well. And, one song I do is called Do I Belong? And, I introduced the song with kind of a story about what's going on for me. And I said, who here in the school has ever felt like they didn't belong? This school happened to be from K through 8th grade, and almost every kid in the audience raised their hand. How does a kindergartner know that feeling of not belonging? And I thought the older kids would be too cool to raise their hands, but no. They all, almost everybody did. And that's what just makes me want to go out there with even more force to get this message out, because we all belong. God wouldn't have put us here. We belong just because we're here. And no matter what condition or what shape you're in, you still belong. And God still loves you, and he's got a good plan for our lives.
How old were you when you wrote your first song?
Oh, I was maybe 10 or 11.
Okay.
And it was about the injustice of slavery.
Okay. So about 30 years ago.
No,
Sticking with that whole 42 thing?
I'm 37. I'm 37.
Oh, my God.
You're big trouble.
Now, I'm in trouble.
Always in trouble. What else is new?
So at the time you were writing
Yes.
this material, when you were
Young.
younger,
Yes.
she's still young.
I didn't say that.
You now who's in trouble?
Not me.
All right. No, when you were younger, you were writing this material. What were you listening to? Do you remember?
That was actually, I was writing it to a Led Zeppelin song.
Need I say?
You got it, yeah.
Because when I was 12, my cousin gave me Led Zeppelin 4. It changed my life forever.
No.
That's a true story.
I believe it. And I actually wasn't really even a Led Zeppelin fan, but now what can I say?
I never was.
Yeah. But when I was listening to the song, just like it usually happens, the words just started coming.
That's all it was.
I don't know. It was, I don't know. I can't remember this. I know this. I know the words that I wrote to the song. Touch has brought them safe to here to let bring it down.
Black.
Yeah, okay. That's how much I don't know Led Zeppelin. But I know the
Led
song.
Zeppelin 4.
Yeah.
That's right.
So there you go. Yeah.
So that's. What was your? Did you come from a musical family or no?
Not at all.
No.
I just had music in my soul. They gave me those little organs, those little organs.
Agnes Organ.
And I started playing what and it had a little music book, so you know how to play.
Keys,
Right.
A and B.
Yeah. And the songs that attracted me were like Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, those kind of songs. That's what I wanted to play. So, I had that soul in me, before I even knew what that was. And, it just took it from there. My mother was a dancer. We always had music in the house, though. I have to say that. There was always music in the house. She was a dancer. Fred Astaire Studios wanted her to go on tour. And her mother wouldn't allow her. She said, when you leave this house, you're going to be married. So she clipped her wings. She stayed home. She became a mom of 4 kids. Mm-hmm.
Times are different.
Yeah.
Way.
How about you, Russ?
Yes, sir.
He's a man of few words.
Meanwhile, we're back at Russ. what did
Russ was saved by the bell.
Hello, welcome to Rock On Radio. Who's this?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi. You guys sound like you're having so much fun there. I just had to call in because I'm an old acquaintance of Patricia. I no longer live in New Jersey, but I just have to say, my name is Jennifer. I followed your progress in your career. And Patricia, I'm so proud of all that you've done. You're amazing. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for influencing me in such a remarkable way when I was first starting out on my journey. You guys have no idea how sharp-witted this woman is. I mean, she's like a laser. And I just have to say, my life was forever changed by some of the things that you taught me when I first started out of my misery story. And I remember one time talking to you on the phone. You probably do not remember this at all, but I was the queen of pity party. I mean, I could set up a camp and just figure out in the land of pity party. I was a professional at it. And I was going on and complaining on the phone with you one day. And there was one good thing that happened in the day, and I said, so what, I'm supposed to be happy because I had 1 minute of peace in this day? And there was silence on the other end, and Patricia said, yes, you are, because that's more than you had before. You never had a minute of peace in your life, and you had 1 minute, so be grateful for that. I walked away from that conversation forever changed about how to look at things, how to have a heart of gratitude, and my life has gotten so much better because of that lesson. And I haven't bought your new CD yet, but I can't wait to hear it. And I'm just wondering what song you think talks the most about gratitude. And thanks for being on the air. It's so good to hear you.
Oh, Jennifer, I don't remember what you said. And I think when you said there was silence, that was probably the smartest thing I said. But no, really, thank you so much for calling in and all those kind words that you said about me, because, we're all in this together, and that's the truth of it. And, you were having your pity parties, I was having my wine and cheese parties. And, it takes all of us to, really be successful at this life called recovery. And I guess, the song that maybe shows most gratitude, I don't know if most gratitude, but in a recovery way, one of the first songs I wrote was Because of You.
Yes.
And that was about a woman, God will give you people in the flesh to speak through. And he gave me
Oh, she hung up on.
well, he gave me this woman, her name was Ruby, and she was a gem. And she carried me through so much and really taught me so much about how to be a woman and have some dignity about my life. So Because of You would be that song.
You guys,
Could we play it?
can you play that right now?
Sure.
There we go. All right, if you're just tuning in, this is Rock On Radio. Our guest this evening is Patricia. You're going to go tune right now. For Nancy? Or Jen?
Jennifer. Jennifer.
So many calls.
That's exciting.
It is. I'm very excited.
You know.
It's an exciting place.
It is.
It's an exciting place.
She had a pity party. She had a wine and cheese party. I
We have
live
a
off,
chocolate party.
I live off Jack Daniels and Cheez-Its. We're good.
You come to the right place.
That's right. It's a rock and roll training
It's
academy.
an intervention. You
So,
didn't realize it.
let's go on it. So at 42, you got that divorce. What is it?
He doesn't realize it's an intervention.
Yeah.
8:30, his mom walks in.
Doomed, I say. Go ahead, Matt. Since you're on the
What a mess I made out of me, but you leave it out, so I you put my love out of misery. Down so low. Nowhere else for me to go because of you. I'm not broken because of you. My heart is open because of you. I feel the token of your life. That's okay. Tell me how you can let them fall side to side back on the sky. And all because of you, I was down so low. Nowhere else for me to go because of you. I'm not broken because of you. My heart is open because of you. I feel the token of your life. That's for me. It's down so low. Nowhere else for me to go. Back on the sky. It's all because of you. Because of you. Oh, I'm not broken. Because of you. My heart's been open. Because of you. Oh, I feel a token of your love, your love, your love for me. Because of you, I'm not broken. Because of you, my you very much.
You do that every time.
Woo!
Oh my,
Is this band great?
all
Are
my
they
hair
great?
stood up back here.
Woo!
You do that every time. All my hair stood up back here.
Oh,
It's kind of funny, actually, that you said that. Or that you sang that too, because while you were singing that, I was thinking about some of the way you were attacking the notes reminded me of some artists. And then I get this in the event from Jim Sherlock.
He
Ah!
posted earlier.
Who's,
Oh,
4
that's
hours
so-
ago.
Yes, I was at the mall and I
She
got
works
that.
many hours every day to bring hope and joy, and most importantly, Christ to those who struggle with addiction, depression, and see no hope. I call Patricia the Janis Joplin. I didn't realize she was right there. Oh, Christian Rock. I almost turned around like that. She wouldn't even- I really needed it.
Well, my mom was a dancer. I had to move.
Got the movement.
Yeah.
So, well, now we sign language. Go ahead, you can talk. This is talk.
Speak out.
We encourage talk.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know. I don't speak sign.
Go ahead, Dave. What?
Hello, welcome to Rock on Radio. Who's this?
I hear somebody saying my name. This is
It's Jim.
Good, that means you're listening.
you get every word. Iron sharpens iron. Patty is the real deal. Believe me, I know. She does. She puts her whole heart and soul into this. She always puts God first. And you can tell she's just beginning. And like she said before, she's going to these schools now where these kids, they need to hear about God. They need to hear about hope because, the parents are so busy and they're not paying attention. And Patty's there giving these kids such excitement to hear her voice, to hear her story. And she just blesses a lot of people, and she certainly blesses me.
Wow, thank you.
Woo-hoo. What a nice
You're very welcome.
Well.
Because of you.
Hold on, Jim.
You knew you were getting your way in here somehow, didn't you, Mr. Sherlock?
Patty,
Yes.
you now have 2 minutes for a rebuttal.
I resemble all of his remarks. No, that was so kind. Thank you so much. I mean, it's embarrassing, but you know what? It isn't about being embarrassed about saying what the truth is, and the truth is we love to bring this message and make people feel like they have hope, because it's become a society where there's not a lot of hope. We see so many things, in the media, on television. These kids have the Facebook, the Instagram. Well, they're not even on Facebook anymore. But and they need to have a good feeling about themselves. They need to know that they're important, that they do matter, and they're valuable. We need them. We need them. And and so I try to show them an avenue that helped me. It might not be the avenue for everybody, but I certainly know it was the avenue that gave me the life that I have now and the perspective that I have, and it's beyond my wildest dreams. So if I can get somebody on the road to a life beyond their wildest dreams, I'm there.
And that's all we can really do is tell our stories, and it's going to click with somebody, not everybody,
Yeah.
but it's going to click with somebody.
Yeah,
Well,
and that's okay.
Art, there have been multiple times over the almost 10 years now where I've thought about pulling the plug on this radio show. And I thought, because does anybody even really listen anymore? Does anybody pay attention? Couldn't seem to get listenership. It seemed to stall or get stuck, or I wasn't as not that I was ever prominent, but I was, I wasn't getting the phone calls I used to. They had gone down a little bit, and then something always happens where I say, well, I can't stop doing it. But I always said, if I help a band that comes in here sell one more CD, or get one more fan or bring, one more person out to see them, then it was worth it. The 2 hours I give them, could help them forever, maybe.
And you just did.
But, so, yeah.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate exactly where you're coming from on many levels, because this music that I do is a lot of work, and I have a lot of responsibilities. Between my husband and I, we have 8 kids. I had 5 of them myself, only had 5. And 2.
My God, woman, don't you have a television?
I said I was an addict, okay? No, but that being said, it is hard, doing what we're doing. And when, and I think that, I've had those feelings of like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing, God? Is this where you want me? Because I'm not seeing any movement here, and I don't really know. And then somebody will come to me and say, I was having a really bad morning.
Like Jennifer, even.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I put your music, I put your CD on, and I got to tell you, your words to the music really got me through a rough day. And the lower power wants to take you off the airwaves, wants to shut me down, because we're beacons of hope. And if he can turn that light off, then maybe that one person, if we can help that just one person turn to a better way, then he's done his job. If he can shut us up and get us feeling like we're not important in what we're doing. So even like physician heal thyself, even the people that are encouraging other people need to be encouraged as well.
Very true.
Is that callers?
Yeah, Jim, you still there, Jim?
Boy, thank you. I feel like talking.
Well, we know that.
We almost forgot about you.
I'm gonna, so you know that I'm listening. I'm gonna add to that. Patty has sung in front of 30,000 people when we went to Kenya. One day we went to. I was speaking in the United Nations Youth Conference, and she did the show in the evening in front of about 1,100 people. 450 kids from South Korea. The next morning, when we came out and went to the center where the kids were, all the kids, including the boys, were wearing ponytails because Patty wore a ponytail the night before at the show. In fact, one lady even took pearls off her neck and put it around her. Patty's really blessed. She is amazing, but she puts the same amount of effort. I've seen her drive 3 hours and practice all week, and God bless that band behind her too. Mm-hmm. Every week these guys go to and they work 3, 4, 5 hours a week and practice, and they'll drive 3 hours and maybe only 10, 12, 15 people show up. She doesn't care because she may be giving hope to one person. And that one person could be giving hope to others. It's just amazing. So Patty doesn't care about, she's just doing God's work, and that's why she's going to be blessed. And I can't wait till our youngest now is a junior, and by the way, the quarterback for Point Pleasant Beach High School. We're very proud of him, but he's our caboose. And when he gets into college, we're going to be able to take this show on the road, and I don't mind being Ralph Crampton driving the bus.
You heard it here.
Helmets for everyone.
That was my father's favorite show. He was Jackie Gleason.
All right, Jim, thank you so much for calling and for listening and hanging out with us this evening here.
Hey, God bless you for what you're doing too and getting her on the radio. You're a good man. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy. I appreciate it.
And to that point,
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Billy Graham had one of his revivals in India, and they put so much prayer and effort into that. I remember the story, and then, so many people were praying for it, and one person came forward, only one person. They were so disappointed, but that one person was Ravi Zacharias.
Oh, wow.
All of that prayer
It
for
just gave
one
me chills.
person. And that's, you never know who you're going to touch. And he went and touched everybody with his radio.
Sure.
His
Well,
ministry.
hopefully next Saturday we'll have more than 12 people.
Give give or take.
Oh,
Hopefully it doesn't rain.
We'll have like 14.
Oh.
Pray against the rain.
Free umbrellas for everybody.
Man, you're involved with Rockfest now.
Yes.
How did you get involved with Rockfest?
Once again, it goes back to Matt DiGiovanni. I guess he approached Art.
Matt and I have
Wait.
been friends ever since the last time we were.
I just want everybody to know. Hold on a
What am I
second.
doing, by the way?
Hold on a second here. Just so everybody knows, we don't want to put a damper on Rockfest, but it's supposed to be sunny and 75, a perfect full day for Rockfest. So come on out.
Hello, welcome to Rock On Radio. Who is this?
Hi, this is Jamie.
Hello, Jamie. Can you turn your computer down, please?
Sure.
There you
Can you
go.
hear? It's
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, no, we can hear you, but we were hearing us too. You were hearing us, and we were time traveling there for a second.
Well, I shut it off.
Okay. Hello, Jamie. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
We are sane. How did you know?
I know. How could you not be fantastic with Patricia in the room? She lights up the whole room.
I'll go with that.
She's an inspiration. She's my sponsor, and she's helped me out tremendously. She's just a light of love, and she's just so good to everyone and the world around her. She's really got a gift, and I just wanted to call in and say I'm so proud to know her. She's an inspiration and a rock to me, and has helped me tremendously in my life. And I wanted to say thank you. And her music and her band is just amazing. I try to go to almost every show to be there to see her.
Well, you know what? I have to say thank you, Jamie. You know, you really, I appreciate your encouragement and all those kind words that you say. But you're my girly girl, and you know,
You're my girly girl.
you're an inspiration. And I just want everybody to know that Jamie was our first donor for our 501c3.
Aw.
Yep, for ulterior motives and bringing this out. Our first initiative is getting this out to the schools, you know, in a greater way. And we have a campaign that we're working on to accomplish that. And your donation is being used towards that initiative. And I really appreciate you donating to me. So thank you so much.
Anything. Thank you. And thank you for what you do and for all the kids and all the people that you do help. Everybody loves her, wants to be around her. She definitely has God's light throughout her.
No.
And I
Now
just
you're,
wanted to call.
you're embarrassing me now, okay? But thank you. I love it, I hate it. I love it, I hate it. But thank you so much. I appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you. Keep on doing what you're doing.
I will, and thanks for your support.
Thanks for calling, Jamie. Rock
Thank
on.
you. Rock on.
Rock
Ciao.
on.
Rock on, baby.
Ciao. Left, right, left.
You're just
Bye.
tuning in. This is
Bye.
Rock On Radio. I am your host, Danny Coleman. We have somebody else calling.
Back to back.
Well, she didn't
Maybe
hang
it's
up yet.
Phoebe.
Hello, welcome to Rock On Radio. Who's this?
Hi, this is Tracy.
Hello, Tracy. How are you?
I'm good. I love Patricia. I love her so much and try to go to all her concerts. And I want to know how people can get her CDs or help out financially. Or most importantly, get her CDs.
That's a good question. How many
But they
CDs
can
do you
hear
have?
her.
I got as many as you need. How many you want?
How many have with you? Now, how many
I
CDs
have them.
have you
Believe
put
me.
out?
Oh, CDs in that respect. Two Christian recovery, actually three. Well, two in an EP, and then I did another. Believe it or not, I was on a country CD.
Okay.
Went down to Nashville for that. That's a whole nother story. And
Which
I
we'll
was
get to
on
soon.
a cast album for a off-Broadway show.
Okay.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so how can we get them?
Okay, well, if you go to my website, which is patricia.biz, PATRIZSHA.biz, you can order it from there. Okay?
If you go to rockfestcoa.com, it'll take you right to your website.
Oh.
Link there.
There we go. There you go. Yeah, so you can do
And you
that.
won't be disappointed.
And you can go to my concerts, and we bring them with us to the concerts.
Oh, there's a merch table at the concert.
Mhm. Woo! And there will be one at Rockfest next
Awesome.
Saturday, September 15th.
Yep.
Mhm.
And you should come because we'll also have door prizes that day. I
Oh,
have,
there you go.
The Yamaha electric acoustic guitar donated by Recovery Unplugged, which we're going to give away to someone. The New Jersey Devils kicked in 4 tickets,
Oh, nice.
signed puck, and a basket full of their merch.
Oh, beautiful.
So we have other things rolling in as well.
I'll give you
Giving
some
away.
stuff too, some CDs and some T-shirts and whatnot.
So we'll give away some door prizes.
Yeah.
So keep them stuff. Come
Hmm.
in. You don't get one.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
I walked into that, I had no idea what it was.
I might win an official Rock On Radio prize pack consisting of a Rock On Radio bumper sticker, a Rock On Radio pen,
You might,
and a Rock On Radio
why, because you forgot to tell them all about getting their information,
Rock On Radio coffee mug.
right?
I might win these things
Why?
because they're easily accessible.
You won them
Because I
already.
can't lose.
You paid for them.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
That's right. Rockfest is this coming Friday, September 14th. Claire is moderating the Rock On Radio Coffee Mug. Rockfest is September 14th. That's the volunteer barbecue, right? Open to the public.
Picnic, I ordered 1,000 rolls.
Oh,
Thursday night.
woo-hoo. Oh, nice.
Spaghetti rolls. Bread and water, it's Friday. That's it.
4 hamburgers,
It's fast.
600 hot dogs, and like 200 sausages.
So much for God being forgiving.
Hey,
He
Jesus,
said it.
Jesus, that's the bread.
Exactly.
You guys want to do another two?
Sure.
How we do another two?
Okay,
And then we're going to dissect the band.
All right, oh, good. Dissect the band. You can't dissect this band. They're strong as armor. But, being that we are on the City of Angels radio station, this next song we're going to do, it's called Fly Away. And I wrote it because, like I said, I was going in the other direction from God. I wanted nothing. God was not cool. He was, he had let a lot of things happen in my life that wasn't good. I didn't know it was the lower power at work. And when I got into recovery, it was a slow relationship. I
You're
dip
not
my
alone.
toe in. Yeah, I know that. And this song kind of speaks about that relationship and how when we do find God and we give our hearts to Christ, the angels are celebrating up in heaven, baby. They are having a party. So we're going to do Fly Away for you.
We're having a party.
Ooh,
Everybody's singing.
Listen to the music on the radio. So listen, Mr. DJ, keep the records playing. 'Cause I'm having such a good time dancing with the I'm okay.
No word
Listen.
came out of that cup, and that's what happened.
There. Good reflexes. No baptism now.
Baptism by fire.
Yeah.
All right. You ready there? Okay. Oh, sorry.
trying to count.
Sorry, Maestro.
I cried tears angels came to dance at the sound of our romance. Jump in and take a chance, and we'll fly away. Jump in and take a chance, fly away. When the Holy Spirit took control, and she moved me deep within my soul, and the angels came to dance at the sound of our romance. Jump in and take a chance, and we'll fly away. I never knew that I would feel so inspired. Lift me up and take me higher. Let me see the light that shines from you. And when the walls came tumbling down, and my feet started to touch the ground, and the ashes, they were scattered all around. Oh yeah. And the angels came to dance at the sound of our romance. Jump in and take a chance, and we'll fly away. Jump in and take a chance, fly away. We'll fly away. We'll fly away. We'll fly away. We'll fly away. Love this band. Oh. I so appreciate that.
That's like that song.
I like to do that, just to change
You're
it.
just messing with me, man.
Sounds
If you're just tuning in, this is Rock on Radio. Our guest is Patricia Motives. It's a neat name.
Well, Soulterior.
I got it. I got
Ah,
that.
thank
So
you.
let's talk about that. We'll start with Russ, who got off the hook earlier.
Yeah.
The phone's gonna ring.
Yeah.
So I'm going to invite Russ to a party. I want you to meet Mike because you're standing a little far back and I can't hear your answers. I want everybody to hear about you, Russ, because you're a fellow drummer.
Okay.
A man of few words.
He's one more
Got
answer,
his
man.
hand up.
He's got-
Never mind.
No, good. How long have you played drum?
I started actually playing drums when I was 17.
Okay.
I first had a
Kind of late, actually.
Well, I didn't know that I could actually play. It started.
So you try.
Well, no, but I mean, I don't know what where it actually came from, it actually started with a snare drum and a cymbal my dad bought me for just helping him do a lot of things.
Oh, it's like Vinny Lopez.
I just kept passing this music store across the river in Kentucky, and so I just mentioned I'd like to have that. So he got it for me. I still have a picture of him sitting behind it, the snare.
Okay.
And I just started out on that, and then maybe my older brother Rob, because he was being influenced on me in music, because he turned me on to.
Is that where you're from, Kentucky?
No, I'm actually from right across the river in Ohio.
In Ohio? Oh,
As we
okay.
say, Ohio. So I had to practice my English when I moved to New Jersey because people could
Finish your words.
right. People can understand what I was saying. But he was a big influence on me because he turned me on to Black Sabbath, Zeppelin, and Rush. So he was a big influence on as far as rock. But for whatever reason, I don't really recall. I used to go to Dick's Record Shop downtown, and he had a drum kit there. So I started saving my money from a job and purchased my first drum kit. And I used to play in our bedroom that all four of us brothers had. And
Sure, they were happy.
And a drum
yeah,
set.
right? That's why they eventually
Poor
put me
boy's
on
the
the
drum
Dodge. But-
Oh my God.
I kid you not, I started putting on the radio, and first song came on by Rod Stewart, Hot Legs, and I was
Great
I
tune.
was able to play along with it. Carmine Apiece was the
Carmine,
drummer
yeah.
then.
I actually met Carmine several months back at this place in South Jersey called The Vault.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's they bought the RCA record catalog rather than let it get destroyed. A bunch of young post-millennials, I call it, because they're all in their 30s, put together this co-op and bought the entire RCA Victor catalog. So they've got the rights to everything from the very first pressed vinyl record to, whatever they put out prior to stopping
Oh, wow.
production. And Carmine was down there doing a clinic and a book signing.
I met his little brother, Benny,
Vinny, yeah.
but they're funny together. Because when I did it I'm kind of like jumping ahead a lot of years when I did get in a band that had a manager, and I did it for 2 years for a living. I made $50 a week. I was a poor musician. So I got a taste of what it was like. Like the last year,
Makes you a professional.
our t-shirt, actually, the band was called Beggar Justice, and our t-shirt said, contemplating cannibalism tour.
That's
Totally were, so.
It was gonna be dinner.
How about that?
I mean, the highlight of that was, it was 90 and 91, and 91 we got to open up for Polecat,
Oh, nice.
and that was pretty cool.
I've actually had the pleasure of being a guest at one of their shows because I interviewed Roger Earl,
Yeah.
who is, he's the only original member left. The others have passed away, but great guy. And they still cook. They can still play.
Yeah, as good as we were, I mean,
Nice.
it was good.
Very nice. How about you there, Tom?
So,
You're the bass player. You're the bass player.
I am the bass player, and I too, right around the same age as Russ. High school was where I started playing music, and it was in my family from my mother's father. He played the big band scene, and he was a trumpet player.
Oh.
She loved music, and her brother as well. So I was influenced as a young kid through my uncle. Through he was listening to Zeppelin because he was a guy from the '60s, And what ended up happening to me was I met the girl of my dreams in high school. So.
Oh, no.
Cynic.
We had kids at an early age, and so it's what I wanted. I knew what I wanted in high school, and that's exactly what I wanted, and I got that. God delivered that to me at an early age. And so the bass went down for a long while, and then I would have to say about 10 years ago, I actually picked it back up and worked at it really hard, brought it back to the level of play I want to be at. And
Just to let you know, you're not alone there.
Yeah.
There's so many people, including myself,
right,
who put their instrument down for anywhere from 2 years to 25 years.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know, for me, it was 12. My drums would sit in the corner, and I'd look at them and be like, man, I really want to play that.
We'll play for an hour.
The kids
and
are sleeping.
then,
You know, I can't, you know. And there were some, and I gave up music actually to accommodate someone else, figuring it was the right thing to do. And I will never do that again. Just saying,
Yeah,
you
right.
know, that could sound as selfish as it is, but I will never do that again because it made everybody else happy with me, you know. And I mean, that's what, when you rely on that to cleanse your very soul, or to make you feel whole, or to take away the you know, wash the stench of failure off your day,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, and to give that up, it's, you know, you always wind up coming back, and that's what everybody had in common. It's been on this program who said that, you know.
Yeah,
They
sure.
wound up coming back because it was just time. They missed it.
Yeah, it was a big part of your life, you know. I mean, it was something that needs to be there as a musician. I would think that's what you want to be at.
You need to do it, right?
Well, God actually says to sing or play music in the Bible, in some versions, 365 times. So that's once a day. Sing a song to the Lord, play the harp and lyre, bang the drums. And
Praying twice.
yeah. So there's something to be said, you know. Think of how you feel after you got done playing. You know, it's just you can't stay depressed once you've plugged into your music.
Well, this is true.
Yeah.
You know, I had a bad day at school. I used to come home and throw my headphones on. Side one of physical graffiti would go on, you know. It would just wash the, or if I had a headache, because John Bonham, who was my idol, you know, John Bonham played in polyrhythms. It would kind of, you know, and if the headache's going boom, 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 and along comes John Bonham, and it's boom, 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 boom. It kind of stops that rhythm, you know, so to speak. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is Rock On Radio. Our guest this evening is Patricia, and we're discussing right now, we're interrogating the band.
You are.
The Soulterior Motives.
That's right. All right.
Worldwide band.
Mr. Music Director back there, he's lounging out on the sofa. There he is. He's got the microphone now.
Yeah, if you're going to me or Matt first.
There you go. We'll go
I need
out.
a second here.
We're gonna go clockwise. All right, right. Clockwise.
Oh, this is very comfy back here.
Shoes off.
He's off of work now. He's getting comfortable.
How was your?
That one's a recliner.
You just sealed his face.
See you guys tomorrow.
Matt's been on that couch before,
As a guest.
as a guest.
I'm glad you clarified
Thank you.
that.
Just saying.
The point is, Matt's been on the couch.
Exactly. And it's comfortable.
We don't need to explain. You know why we don't need to explain?
Some things are better left unsaid.
Well,
That's
we
not
are,
my motive.
because we are men of mystery and women.
You know what I mean.
Of history.
Of
With the history?
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just saying, it's 2 minutes to BB.
Making history?
Well, thank you very much.
Just to give it a heads up. That's
So
all.
how about you, Kev? Because, you know, BB's scheduled to call, and if she doesn't, I'll probably run out of here crying, but that's beside the point.
I will defer to BB Clay.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be having his wine and cheese party then.
What made you want to play the keyboard?
So I was 8 years old, and I got a little toy piano for Christmas. And I was hooked right away. So all I did was play that thing like night and day. I'd stay up like whenever the rest of the time I went to sleep. And I started begging my mom for piano lessons. And that's where the music comes from. It was my mom. She singer and dancer, played piano herself. Yet she was reluctant at first. She said, "Oh, you're never going to stick with it." I was only 8, right? So she said, "You're not going to stick with it." but I persisted a couple months, and once she finally relented, got me a teacher, started lessons, she became my biggest supporter. So many adventures with her over the years, traveling to all kinds of crazy different gigs, and she was always there first. But so that's where it started for me, and I had one teacher for a couple of years, and then as I started to advance, I hooked up with a guy named Duke Shea, who was a Juilliard graduate and just the most brilliant musician I've ever met. And I am so lucky to kind of have had him in my living room for 2 hours every week, and I learned so much from him. And I was classically trained through him, and I started playing solo professional gigs when I was still in high school. He kind of groomed me to be able to do that. He would have me fill in for certain things that he was booked for. And I really enjoyed doing that. And I thought I was headed towards a career doing that type of thing.
Okay.
Taking that? Is that Phoebe?
Hello, and welcome to Rock on Radio. Who's this?
Hi, it's Dee Newers calling Danny.
Woo! Hey, Dee, how are you?
Okay, thanks. How are you?
Oh, I'm ecstatic to be talking to you.
He's much better now.
Matter of fact, they're all making fun of me because because I was excited that you were calling the radio program.
He was very excited to be
Oh, cool, thanks.
That's all we kept hearing about.
I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you guys.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I could hear you, but it's a little fuzzy.
Oh, okay. Let's see if we can work on it.
Oh, that's better.
Better?
That's a little
Okay,
better.
there you go. Phoebe, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us this evening, because I know
Oh, thanks, Rick.
I know that you have a big show coming up this coming weekend, actually, at the King Stage.
Yes.
You are kicking off the entire 2018-2019 season.
Yeah, no pressure.
God, I knew that you were always an actress, and I knew that you had done some Broadway things, but I didn't realize just how extensive your career has been, pretty much your whole life.
Yes. I've been dancing since I was 5. I'm really. People are usually surprised to learn that I'm a dancer, because that's where I started dancing, and I grew up down in Princeton, New Jersey, and I danced in a little non-professional ballet company there. I got on stage when I was 7 at McCarter Theater and grew up there, and then started working professionally when I was 19 in a touring company of a chorus line, which I'm so old that the show had only been running 3 years when I started.
Well,
That's how old I am. But I've been dancing this whole time and singing, and then television was really just I don't know what happened. It was something that just sort of happened. I never set out to do it. It just kind of happened for me. I'm very grateful.
Well, we do this program. We're live on the air now, and we do this program from a studio located in Hightstown, New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're right next door to Princeton. So, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah. I actually just got asked to do a show at McCarter Theater, a Motown thing,
Nice.
so I'll be there as well.
Oh, do it. Yeah.
Oh, I will. I'm looking forward to it. I've never played in that venue, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, no, I mean, most people recall. Well, honestly, you had me hooked with Lilith, without a doubt. That was
hilarious.
I was just, it was before this whole thing came about, I was talking with, and it's a kind of a bittersweet story, I guess, for you and I both. I was talking with my buddy's daughter, who is my son's age, and she was talking about some Netflix show that is losing a character, and she's not sure if it's going to do this or it's going to do that. And I said, well, Cheers lost Shelley Long, and Kirstie Alley stepped right in, and it worked. And she looked at me funny, and I said, "You don't know who Kirstie Alley is?" She says, "What's Cheers?"
Oh,
Oh, you know, and then I started talking. I said, with Sam Malone and Frasier, and Woody Harrelson was in it, and Bebe Neuwirth, and she's just, okay, I know Woody Harrelson. I was like, this is futile.
Don't talk to her about the Beatles.
But the thing is that shows like that, like Cheers, and then earlier like MASH, from my childhood, they had such great writers and things.
Really?
While you were doing that, the demands of filming TV and the show, because it was so successful, were you able to keep up with your singing career and your dancing?
Yes, I did. I was very very lucky. I had done, when I did my first Cheers episode, I had already done, I think, 4 Broadway shows, danced in 4 Broadway shows. So I was very nervous about taking a television job because I didn't want anything to take me away from the stage. And but I was able to, each year during the hiatus, Cheers' hiatus, I was able to do some musical theater. I did Anything Goes down in Miami. I did Sweet Charity somewhere in California. I always did something, and I was always able to do a little part in a movie also. So it was, and I was able to, keep going to ballet class out in LA where I had to live at the time, and yeah, I was very nervous about, as I say, taking the job in TV, but it worked out very, very well, and I'm very, very grateful.
It did, yes. Your character was just fantastic. I mean, you've won.
Amazing writers, just and really, really smart producing. The decisions that they made about, how to take the show, how to develop the characters. It's not just joke writing. It was really, it's a fine art what they were doing on that show.
Oh yeah, it was classic. I actually I went to Boston just because of that show. I did. I went to the Bull and Finch, and I was actually there on the 5th anniversary of the September 11th terrorist attacks. And a bunch of firemen came in. And it wound up going from, there was only about 10 of us sitting around the bar, and then a bunch of firemen came in. It became the biggest party in Boston. But now you've got this show. It's a one woman with a piano accompaniment.
My music director, a fellow called Scott Cady. He's my music director, and he is a beautiful pianist, really exceptional artist. I'm always a little hesitant to say, oh yeah, me and my pianist, because it's really, he's the other artist on the stage, and it's a duet that we are performing. But we do a show called Stories with Piano, and it's there are story songs that are played played only on a piano. There's no other instruments, and I swear when Scotty plays the piano, you'll swear you'll hear the full orchestra. He's really remarkable. And the songs some are from Broadway shows, some of them are from, there's an Edith Piaf song, there's some Sondheim, there's some Kander and Ebb, there's a few Tom Waits songs, there's Kurt Weill. It's a very eclectic group of songs, but I like to think they all kind of hang together and, have something to do with each other, at least feel, so you stay in a feeling throughout the show. You're not jarred from one song to the next to the next. I don't really talk about myself very much. The stories are really the story songs, not the stories I tell. I talk a little bit about myself, but it's a little, I don't know, I feel a little embarrassed doing that. So I let the songs and the music express myself.
Oh, okay. See that? Excellent. Now that's, you have, right, and I said that before, didn't I? Excellent.
You always say
You have, now that's this Saturday, and then Sunday afternoon, you're doing like a matinee show, right, 3:00, I believe?
That's right. I do the same show Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. Mhm. Yeah.
So where, is this a cross-country type of tour, or is this just a few East Coast dates, or what are we doing?
No, we just go out every once in a while. We go and do a gig someplace and come back home, and that's what we're doing this time. We don't. It's not a. No, it's not a tour. You know, come home this week, and we'll go out to Jersey to do the show, and come home, and I don't know, maybe in November we'll go up to Connecticut and do a show. But it's not a full-time tour.
Well, my guests have been sitting in studio patiently listening to this, and quiet as quote-unquote church mice. I'm actually in the First Baptist Church of Hightstown. That's where the station is located. That big white church right at the point. Yep. And my guest is Patricia and the Soulterior Motives, because they're going to be performing at a big event this coming weekend.
Oh, wow, great.
Any advice for
Hi.
them?
Oh, who am I to give advice?
You're Lilith, the psychiatrist.
Exactly. Well, you certainly were able to manage to have a very highly successful career, Phoebe, and it's an honor to be. Actually, I feel like I'm on the same show with you, and look at me. Who knew? Who knew? And
We're
boy,
gigging together.
yeah,
Big gig.
yeah, there you go. Me and Phoebe Newworth. You see, I'm going. You know, this. Who knows where I can go from here?
That's right, everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, Bibi, thank you so much for taking the time to call us.
Oh,
It is.
thanks. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
I'm supposed to talk to you again tomorrow morning at 11, so we'll pick up where we left
Oh,
off.
okay. Okay, I'll talk to you later then.
That's it. No, thank you so much, and best of luck on Saturday and your
Oh,
career.
thanks. And you all have great shows there, all of you.
Oh.
I couldn't remember the names that you said.
Thank you, Phoebe.
That's
Patricia
okay.
and the
Thank you.
Soulterior Motives Worldwide Band.
All right.
It's
Well,
a
have great
mouthful.
show.
Bibi,
Thank you. You too.
Thank you so much. This was,
Okay.
I got to tell you the truth. This is, I'm crossing this off my bucket list. Because
Oh,
tomorrow when we
wow.
talk, I'll tell you the full story. But this was
Okay.
this was an honor for me. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
Now, are
Thanks a
tickets
lot.
still on sale, Phoebe? Because I'm going to be down in the area. I might be able to come from my Rock Fest on the 15th and go to see your show. Where is it again? Keene University?
Keene Stage,
Keene
right.
Stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
And what
Enloe
town is that?
Recital Hall.
What town is that?
Hillside.
Hillside. Oh, okay. How far is that from here? That's
About
a
an
hike.
hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
All right, Bibi. Thank you so much again. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Have a good night.
And
All
we'll
righty.
talk soon. Best of luck. Thank
Talk to
you.
you later. All
Rock
right.
on.
Bye-bye.
There you go. Bibi Newworth.
Woo! Oh, he's glowing. He is glowing.
Oh, yeah.
Mark, you should probably take over. I got it.
His career is just pinnacle.
He's got to get some sleep for 11 o'clock tomorrow morning when he goes back online again with her.
Actually, no, she's calling.
Oh, nice.
So she'll have her phone.
Oh, she's calling you personally, not the station.
She sounded like she was gonna utilize that.
Yeah, she might.
I think so.
She's being very excited.
If you're just tuning in, this is Bravo Radio.
Hold on to those fantasies.
That's right. That's what
We're working on helping him with that too.
I got Bibi on the phone. I got Farrah over here. I got an endless supply of chocolate over there.
Oh, that's all I'm good for.
You keep this all together. I've been watching.
Well, whatever. Okay.
There's that whispering again. See? Now when I say something like that, so, okay, before, that's all good for it. See how I'm treated around here? You see? Tom, you see?
I see.
All right, Kevin,
Where did we leave off?
we left off before we were so rudely interrupted.
My baby.
By Bibi.
That's right. In the afterglow.
Yeah, well, so I think we left off where, and I won't make this long because I want to get to the end where I'm with these guys, but I thought I was headed towards a solo career as a pianist, possibly a concert pianist. And Patricia and I have a little bit in common. We're around the same age. My life kind of went off the rails. I had some sudden tragedy in my life, and it changed my life forever. And everything that I thought was going to happen kind of got blown out of the water. And a lot like our other caller, I can't remember her name from earlier, who talked about having a pity party all the time. Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. I hope you're still out there. That was me for a long time. I didn't have addiction issues, but I really hit rock bottom. And it took me quite a while to come out of that. And the pity party was about, look at all these plans I have, especially with music. But Patricia and I have talked about this. If it weren't for all of that, the chain of events that were set in place that would have led me to Patricia and ultimately this great band would not have happened. I ended up much later in life starting to teach piano lessons, which I still do. Hopefully some of my students out there are listening. And if
So you're sharing your talent with many people.
That's what I try to do, but I wanted to practice 30 minutes after the interview.
That's how you get to Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, I actually started teaching Patricia's two of her sons piano lessons, and it was through that she didn't even tell me right away that she was a singer. I'm going to her house every day for like 2 years before, and I'm there for the express purpose of doing something musical. She doesn't even mention to me that she sings.
Well, it was about them.
So finally, I get that out of her, and one thing led to another where, we start talking about putting this band together. And I never would have imagined myself in this situation with this type of band, but I am so glad that I am. Not only to be working with Patricia, but this group here is amazing. They're like family to me, really. You guys, I don't get to say it enough. Usually because Patricia's talking.
I can't believe it.
I really
Not at all.
You guys are like brothers and sisters. And I think we all feel that way, that when we're having a rough day, we work really hard at rehearsal, yet it's kind of an escape for us as well. And what is so amazing to me, it's so difficult to get a group of talented musicians together. That's difficult enough. But then to have a group of talented musicians with no egos in the room, and that's what we have here. And we go over the same thing over and over, not even the same song, one little measure of the same one, over and over and over, so it's perfect. And no one complains because they know it's all just about getting it right, and for a higher purpose that Patricia has spoken so articulately about tonight. So I just love working with you guys. This is my opportunity to publicly say that.
But wait, I have a rebuttal here, because although I am doing most of the talking tonight, and when we are rehearsing, I'm doing the singing. However, I believe the one doing most of the talking during rehearsal is Kevin. So let's get things straight here.
I'm so grateful that they put up with that and they work hard at it. It's such a great group.
Well,
we have a lot of fun.
Okay, so let's put the pressure on Max. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get some more music before, I'm gonna get some more music before we call it a night.
Is that my skin?
No, it's not too long.
I'm out of play
We'll do a
guitar.
quick song.
No one scheduled the call either.
I'll just make it real quick. I started music when I was 5. I started on piano, and I stayed with the piano for about 6 years, or something like that. I didn't really like the piano. I got my first guitar at 10, and I've stopped playing since then. It's like 50 years.
Wow, he's not 42.
I was just gonna say
But he looks good.
He does, he looks
Good
great.
looking,
I
yeah.
would have never guessed.
Yeah.
50 years.
That's as long as I've been alive.
Ooh.
I wish I could say that.
I had a drummer come in here one time, Russ, and I said, how long have you been playing drums? He goes, for about 5 years. I said, well, yeah, he goes, dog years. Okay then. So yeah, actually, Matt, you're responsible for this whole thing.
Yes, I appreciate you having us on.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate you reaching out. See? Now, you were in here on my YouTube program. What's next? You were in here with us.
Right.
Matt and I have many commonalities amongst musician friends.
Oh, okay.
With a couple of the bands he's been in, some guys I know very well. You still with the, was it Midnight Silver?
Yeah, that kind of winding down a little bit.
Okay. I haven't seen my buddy David in a while, that's why I asked.
Yeah, he had some health issues, but he's
Oh,
still
he
with
did?
them. Yeah, they have
Okay.
one more gig and they've been.
I have to reach out to him.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see a lot of Matt next weekend because he's with the Jim Delray band.
Friday
Friday
night,
night.
yeah.
Friday, that'll be with you guys on Saturday.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, well, that's what it's all about,
Yeah, absolutely.
gigging.
Yeah.
Next Friday, I don't have any gigs. But I might
You
act
gotta
like,
see us.
I might act like a rock star.
Yeah.
Like a rock star?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jocko's got that tour bus at the ranch, I might jump on that and.
Hey, do you want to park
Does
that
it
at the
run?
festival grounds next weekend?
Does it run?
Sort of. It
You're
runs
gonna
fast
do your
enough,
impression of,
it runs fast enough where we can catch
Ralph Kramer?
it. Unless it's downhill, then we could be in trouble.
The Fred Flintstone movie.
Almost. Gosh, the guy that I rented from, he picked up a 27-foot motorhome,
That's a
which I
good
call
idea.
the tour bus.
Uh-huh.
And he picked it up for like, just for the towing. Somebody wanted to get it out, and it cost him like $200 to get it towed. So he got this 27-foot motorhome that cost $200. And he's a mechanic, so he can do the work.
Oh.
So you're gonna go on tour?
Yeah, oh yeah, him and I are gonna go on tour. We may not even in the
Mm.
backyard.
On the road with the fire pit.
Road again?
To the fire pit.
To the fire pit already. You guys, you wanna do one more tune before we cut out here?
Absolutely, absolutely. For you, Danny Coleman? Absolutely. You got it. You got it. Well, you
You got all
know.
Bronx on me.
Yeah, well, you never know what's gonna come out. But the joys
I
of
got arrested.
you know, our what we're doing here, our mission here is to let people know that God loves them and He's got a good plan for them. So just hang in there until the miracle happens. And what I've been given has been a huge dose of God's grace, because it was really none of my own devices that got me this great life that I get to live now. And I was asked to write a song about God's grace. And, you know, given the places that we go into, this is what I came up with. Calling all public enemies of the church, selling your body, stealing drugs, stealing money. No matter what you do, or where you've been, God's mysterious plan to get us believing. Oh yeah, oh it's God's grace. Shepherd left the 99 to get the rebel she was looking for. God is serving, her body is gone. I'm the one that's telling you to give the rest of us a shot. Oh, yeah. It's God's grace. It's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
I said, oh, it's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
It's forgiving. It's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
I said, oh, it's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
It's God's grace. Grace into my God. Yes, please. Yeah.
We actually have about 2 minutes left. You will be, if you like what you just heard, Patricia, worldwide band. We'll be at Rock Fest.
Can't wait.
This coming Saturday. Your slot's 3 p.m., right?
You got that straight.
So, Art, we have Friday night, Jim Del Rey.
Jim Del Rey.
And the Nicky Breyer Band. That is at Mercer County Park.
The festival ground.
The festival grounds, which is located off of Hughes Drive or Edinburgh Road, either way.
Either one, it is halfway into the park.
It's right in the middle, big amphitheater outside.
We'll be the one with the most noise coming from.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Although the tennis courts get a little raucous.
We're gonna blow them away.
They got nothing on us, baby,
That's
trust me.
The dog park. We also have, that's Friday. Saturday is Rock Fest, which starts at, well, the walk run is in the morning, right?
What
Starts
time
at-
to start?
Right, the walk run starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. That wraps up about noon. But I also have Kevin Toft and the Alternators playing
you
from
do?
like 10 o'clock in the morning until
Nice.
2 o'clock when we start. So he's going to amuse all of us that are still in the
I
festival.
played that a few years ago.
Nice.
I played that.
He reached out to me and I said, I don't have any spots left, but I got 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And they jumped on it. So
There you go. Kevin Toft in the old. I played drums with Kevin Toft for about 5 years. And then we have, who do we have after that? And then we have Rockfest kicks off all the time,
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. We've got Unleashed, Jim Gavin, AM Mafia.
Patricia and the Salterior Motor,
Patricia and the Salterior Motives.
Rich Shalanda and Flying Dreams,
Charles Larita and the Mischief, Vinny Lopez and the Wonderful Winos.
Soraya.
Soraya's headlining it, right? They're
AM
closing it up.
Mafia.
The AM, that's my band, actually.
Who's that?
Well, that's 5 of the members from my 10,
Oh.
I'm in a 10-piece band, that's 5 of those guys.
Oh,
And then
there
you have
you go.
7 o'clock on Saturday night, we're having a candlelight vigil. I have 200 balloons to release. I have 300 flicker LED candles that I bought.
This is Saturday night?
This is Saturday.
Oh, that's
Saturday Rockfest.
really amazing.
And actually, then we have Vinny Lopez, Rich
Right.
Shalanda, and Tony Luke performing Tony Luke's music.
Something else. All right, well, it's 9 o'clock, we gotta wrap it up. Patricia, thank you so much for making the trip down. Matt,
Oh.
thank you.
Thank you,
Kevin,
Danny,
Russ,
Claire, and all
Tom,
of you.
thank you very, very much. Good luck on Saturday. Websites again, real quick.
Patricia.biz, PATRIZSHA.biz. Come on, check out what we're doing.
And upcoming gigs after Rockfest?
Yeah, we're going to be at the Shiloh Baptist Church in Manasquan, New Jersey on October 14th. It's a Sunday evening.
Okay.
Come out to that. Reverend Michael Morgan, and we're going to rock the roof off that place.
There you go. All right, we got a Rock On Radio outtake with Troy Remedy at 9:30. Coming back for that. But until next week we have, I think next week's 16th, right? I forget, but I have it. But oh well. Until next week, rock on! Woo!
Oh, you guys are so much freaking fun. I gotta tell you. What a night. You! You! You do a lot more than carry tables out of a room, I gotta tell you. That was great. Really, really a lot of fun.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take a pen, take a bumper sticker, take whatever you want off the table there.
Thank you.